to talk about informal proofs. Informal proofs. Don't let the word proofs intimidate you. All a proof is simply an explanation. You guys explain stuff all the time. You're explaining why you want to do something, why you want your curfew extended, why you turned in your homework late. Maybe you need to explain to a boss why you think you should be promoted or get paid more money. Learning how to explain things coherently and logically is a part of normal life. It's a part of growing up. It's part of maturity. So as we do this, please note the date, time, and location that you're watching this video. Don't forget to get a parent, guardian, or a teacher sign-off. We're going to do a quick review. Right here, we want to write an equation of a line that goes through a given point and is perpendicular to the given line. Now, an equation of a line, we're going to use y equals mx plus b. We want it to go through a certain point and to be perpendicular to a certain given line. We're going to do this both algebraically and then we're going to confirm graphically. So we want it to go through this point, we'll call this x and y, but perpendicular to this line. So first let's identify our slope here, y equals mx plus b. Our given slope is 4/5. Now we know in perpendicular lines, slope times slope equals -1. So we are given 4/5. If we want the perpendicular slope, we ask ourselves what times 4/5 is -1. And we know it's going to be -5/4. So we're going to write desired slope is going to be -5/4. And our desired line, or our desired point, is -4, 0. So in y equals mx plus b, all we're missing here is the b. So we're going to take this x and plug it in right there, and this y and plug it in right there. Let's see what we get. So y goes over here. 0 equals our slope, which is -5/4, times our x, which is -4, plus b. Now we're going to solve for b here. Four goes into -4 and -1 times. So I'm going to bring this over here. I get b equals -5 times -1, so b equals +1. And our slope that we want to work with is -5/4. So in y equals mx plus b, we get y equals -5/4 x this is going to be +5 plus 5. So our given line is this, and our desired line is this. Now we're going to see if this actually works. So let's shrink this up. Let's do the green line first. The green line is going to be a +2. And our slope is 4/5 and it's positive. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4 is our rise. 1, 2, 3, 4. And our run is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's a positive line. So let's graph that and see if it works. Okay, this is y equals 4/5 x plus 2. Now let's graph this second line and see what happens. Y equals negative 4/5 x plus 5. So we start at positive 5. And it's 5 over 4. And it's negative. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this time we're going left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's a negative line. Or we can go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's string a line through it and see if it makes it perpendicular. And if you've graphed this correctly, you should have a right angle there. So our pink line is perpendicular, but goes through the point negative 4, 0, which is right there. Negative 4, 0, and has a slope that is perpendicular to the given line. So there's your check. So what are we doing today? Today's going to be a little bit different here. We're going to do a logic puzzle together, And I really want you to take the time to work this out. This is not a difficult one. This is not like the extra credit, but it's going to introduce you the concept of tracking logic. So we have 8 clues here, and you're going to use this chart on the right to determine your ultimate goal is to match all the professions with the parents and the children. And let me show you how to do the first one. It says, for Parents' Day, each child had one of their parents come to class to talk about their job. So we're going to connect children, parents, job. Match each parent with their child. So we do, number 1, it says, Anna's parent did not wear a hat to class. Anna's parent. So you come over here, you find Anna, and you eliminate the professions that absolutely, positively have a hat with it. And that's Anna. We're going to eliminate. So we eliminate the professions that have a hat. So that Anna's parent cannot be the chef. Anna's parent cannot be the police officer. And Anna's parent cannot be the clown. So check. Number 2 says the name of the clown's child is either Stephanie or Matthew. So you go under clown, and Matthew maybe, or Stephanie maybe. So I'm going to put a little question mark. It's one or the other. Check. Number 3. Matthew's parent is not a chef or a nurse. So here's Matthew. Cross it out. Neither a nurse nor a chef. Check. Now what I want you to do is, 1, I want you to finish these clues. Put the clues on the chart and try to match the parents with the children. Then I want you to specifically explain how you discovered Ashley's parent. And I want 3 complete sentences there. How did you find specifically Ashley's parent? So finish the chart with clues number 4 through 8, and then identify specifically how did you find Ashley's parent. Go. Hit pause and finish. Okay. Welcome back. Students, I am not going to provide an answer for you right there. Your answers will be individual according to your own logic. So you will be graded on how well you express your logic there. That means if you're copying someone right now, or if someone thinks to copy from you, I'll be able to tell. So please use your own logical reasoning there. Now the whole point of that activity was to get you to use logical reasoning and track your logical reasoning in written form. So today, this is called an informal proof. It's like writing an explanation in sentences. What I'd like you to do is take a moment and find your reference folder. I provided that for you at the beginning of the year. It's inside your binder or inside your folder. Find reference folder. Now I want you to find the section that says How To in it. It has a blue divider. I want you to just flip through that How To and specifically find these headings: algebraic properties, how to show angles congruent, and other angle theorems. I just want you to take a very quick skim through this section in your geometry reference folder. Make sure you are able to understand the material in those sections. Okay, keep that open in your reference folder for your next activity. We're going to walk through a process called GIFT, G-I-F-T, GIFT. Okay, and so when you do this, step one is to read the given information and mark it on the diagram. So given, line L and M are parallel, and the measure of angle 1 is 105. So step one, we trace parallel lines. You always trace parallel lines, little arrow feathers, and measure of angle 1 is 105. I'm done with the given. Now we want to mark, what do we know to be true? We're going to do these two together. They're called implied. What do you know is true because of that? And what do you know is freebies? Freebies are things that are always true even if they're not marked congruent. For example, vertical angles would be freebies. If you see them, they're always congruent. Linear pairs always add up to 180. We're trying to find, how do we know angle 7 is 75 degrees here? Okay, let's mark what's implied. Well, if that's 105, angle 4 is also 105 because it's vertical. Then, alternate interior angles, better known as armpits of the Z. If that's 105, this over here is 105 because of altered interior angles. And then if you do this, this is called a linear pair. Because of the linear pair, if we did 180 minus 105, lo and behold, boom, we get 75. So what we just did is we did what's called the talk-through. We talked through how to get from this to that target. What I'd like you to do now is, starting with this given information, I'd like you to write 3 complete sentences that explain how to get from the given to this target. And this is the vocabulary you need to use. In your vocabulary, in this box, you need to use the word parallel lines. Then you can also use the words alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, consecutive interior angles, vertical angles, linear pairs, supplementary angles. Use connecting words such as so, because, therefore, and finally. I want 3 complete sentences. 1, 2, 3. When you're done with your 3 complete sentences, start this up again and compare your answers to the teacher's. Okay, let's see what your complete sentences might have been compared to mine. So I like to start with the given information. So my sentence number 1 would be like, it is given Line L is parallel to line M, and the measure of angle 1 is 105. That would be my first sentence. Notice it's a complete sentence. Then what I can do is I connect 1 to 5. I would write step 2. Because the lines are parallel, angle 1 is congruent to angle 5 because they are corresponding angles. So measure of angle 5 equals 105. Because they're corresponding angles. One's in, one's out, same side. Now I'd say 3. Angles 5 and 7 are a linear pair. So they sum 180 degrees. Finally, 180 minus 105 is 75. So measure of angle 7 is 75 degrees. That's called an informal proof or an informal reasoning. You just use sentences to explain how one angle connects with the other. The terminology that you get for this is all going to be found in this section of your reference folder. So make sure you're extremely familiar with it. Start familiarizing yourself, especially with this section in your reference folder. That is one example of an informal proof or a paragraph proof.